Welcome to another small adventure, a little bit of a solo trip today. Fortunately, I'm off work now. It's about midday Sunday. I have to go back to work till Wednesday, so for a couple of days I thought I'd grab Mini Tinny. Haven't been out with Mini Tinny for a while, and go and stay a couple of nights on an island and do a little bit of fishing. And the only problem is Mini Tinny at the moment is way out there, so it's the tide's gone out, and I've just dragged it all the way across there because I got here a bit late and missed high tide, but lucky the tinny's light. So right now I've got to get a wriggle on because I've got to get some yabbies. There's plenty of yabby beds around here, and go and grab some fish because I didn't bring a hell of a lot of food. So I'm planning on eating what I catch. Plan is to catch something. I know it doesn't happen on camera very often, but I do catch fish from time to time. So anyway, I've got to get stuck into it before this tide goes too far out and I can't get Mini Tinny out of there. So anyway, get into it. There you go, nice yabby. Righto, I got the Mini Tinny out of that mud. It's a lot of hard work, that's why I'm still puffing. Come up a bit further, there's a little creek just here, and as the tide's going out, hopefully all the bait fish and everything start to come out, and there should be some flatties or something sitting in here, maybe some whiting actually coming out of the creek. So I've only got a couple of yabbies. They're pretty small in front of the campsite there. So I try not to take the really small ones. Take all those, you don't get any big ones, so I'll leave those. So I've got a couple that weren't too bad, so I'm just going to chuck a couple in here with a soft plastic. But further over here there's a bank. Probably can't see it on the camera, but there's actually a bank that gets more and more exposed as the tide goes out, and usually that's not a bad spot for some yabbies, so I'll go over and grab some more for there, because I dare say I'll probably put a line out tonight at camp just off the bank, and probably catch a stingray and hopefully some flatties. See how we go for here. Anyway, I'll check this plastic out and see if we can get something. Thankfully, as the tide's going out this way, the wind's blowing me this way, and I'm almost standing still. Win-win. Well, I've hooked onto something on the yabby. Don't know what it is yet. Hopefully it's a little flatty. Oh yeah, it's a flatty. There we go. Pretty certain that'll be legal. Better double check. I did have a set of lip grips here somewhere. There they are. What I didn't. Alright. What I didn't put in is a set of pliers. Okay. Fishing's always a little bit more difficult out of a little boat. Just get some of this stuff out of the way. Sit on the esky. There you go, there's a marilla. Alright, under there. Oh, I don't think he's going to go. About 44, it's just over 44, so he is legal. Let's get the hook out of his mouth. and that might be my lunch because I haven't got anything else to eat for lunch. Bloody in the esky. Keep him cool. At least I won't starve today. Tomorrow could be a different story though. See how we go. Righto, just about out of yabbies. Well, pretty well I am. So, time to get some more. Hopefully some more reliable, bigger ones. Should be a few along here. And if you don't know what a yabby bank looks like, this is what one looks like. See a lot of these holes, these are all yabbies, but you do have to be careful. So these ones are all made from yabbies, and you'll see there's some around with lots of little balls around them, and they're made by soldier crabs. So quite often while you're pumping you'll end up with a bit of mixture of the both. Never had much luck using soldier crabs as bait. I just stick to the yabbies. So give this a bit of a pump and see how we go. Much better size. Heaps better. So I'm just along this sandy strip here, getting a few bites already. I'm just drifting along the bank. There's a nice sandy bank just dropping off into the water. So I'm just doing a bit of drifting along here. I've caught a few flathead along here too. Bream, grunner. And we're just getting some bites now. Oh, the next fish on the old yabbies, good old whiting. Better measure him up. About 26 centimetres, 25 and a half, 26 centimetres, perfect size. Only have to be about 23 centimetres for a whiting. Here in Queensland, to the tip of the tail. So that'll complement my flathead nicely. So the whiting are on at the moment. Number 2, off the yabbies. Literally only a couple of minutes after that last one. Oh, a little bit smaller, so I better check him. Yep, about 24. Bit over. Not much smaller than the last one. But tide's still out. Gotta get the mini tinny from way over there. You can see the tracks, and I gotta get it somewhere way over here. Now unfortunately my campsite's still further down there. It's actually going to be pretty hard to get in here, but it's the closest I can get to the bank. Over there further is it's just all mud and seaweed, so that's where I put the boat in, but there was a little bit of water there. I could sort of push it across and just skid it along, but now the tide's dead low. It's actually about to start turning probably very shortly, and this is the only sandy stretch through here to get over to the bank, so I've had to ditch the motor. Taking the motor off. The motor's way over there, the esky. I mean, it's heavy because it's full of fish. Life's problems, eh? And the bucket of yabbies. So I'll just keep moving those forward. Lightens up the tinny. I've got the tiniest little tyres on here, but there's no air in them whatsoever. So they got the most flotation they're going to get, but I think I might have to, I was going to do it anyway, but I might have to look at getting some nice fat wheels put on it. Sits up a bit higher. It's going to be handy across softer sand too. These wheels certainly have their limitation, but I'm just glad this is an 8-foot tinny, not a 4-metre tinny. For those of you playing at home, 8 foot equates to about 2.4 metres. So it's a pretty small, small tinny. Anyway, I'm going to start heading that way and see how we go. Welcome to DB Adventures CrossFit training. Clean the lens. You don't need a gym for this stuff. Whew. Okay, here we are. This is what I've got to get through. You see, I'm not really sinking in, so it's good, but the little tyres might, so we'll see. Now, the other problem I've got is these mangroves, so I'm not going to destroy any mangrove trees, that's for sure. Big trouble for that. They would have been nice, but I'm not really going to be able to barge it through there unless I pick it up. But I might be able to get it through there, and I think that's where I'm going to go. It's pretty solid still through here. This tree's already fallen down, so I might be able to just clear that away. And then I've got to try and get through up here. And there is actually, once that widens out, there's a track just there straight into my campsite, and it makes it really easy. Momentum is key. Right, can't get the motor and the rest of the gear over here. It's much closer. Right, I'm going to get the motor and get that back to here. I'm just up here, not far now. Right, that's as far as I'm going to drag the boat. Thankfully, through the trees here, and this little truck is my car, my campsite. So from here, I'm just going to basically just carry all the stuff over there, because I have to get over these things. And that's where picking the tinny up helps. So in order to do that, I've just got to empty it out, carry the motor one last stint down there, go back and get the bait bucket and the fish, it's only just over there, and sit down for a beer, because I bloody deserved it. We're back. We're back at camp. Mini Tinny's here. Camp. Ute. In here is the fridge, which I've almost run out of strength to open, but not quite. So it's that time. Nice. Jeepers. That's how much hard work that was. Can't even get the top off. But so worth it. Right, before I get too settled in, I'm going to need a bit of a few veggies to go with my fish tonight. So have a look around and see if I can find some native spinach. There's actually a little bit right there, but not enough. Let's see if I can find a big clump. I don't want to take the little clumps. It'd be nice to see those grow up. It's only a small patch, so it's going to take probably just enough for a bit of garnish, really. Plants all starting to grow through here, so I don't want to take too much. It's not a lot, but with any luck, I'll find some more. Oh, I can get the camera off. I'll find some more, and actually I might go up a bit further where it's a bit sandy too, see if I can get some pig face. That'll substitute like beans, I suppose. So a little bit of garnish. I'll leave the rest. I don't want to decimate the plant. Need it to grow. I tell you what, you're lucky I caught fish. Did someone say KFC? Well, unfortunately, I've dipped out on the native spinach and certainly the pig face, and I'm only getting small bits of native spinach like this one here, so it's just tiny. So I'll let that grow up. So next time I come here, hopefully that's a big patch and I'll know where to look. Anyway, back to camp. Well, good morning. Day 2. Just having a quick cuppa, and gonna have to try and get this boat in pretty well straight away. So the tides are going to work for me a bit better today. As you can see, I got mini Tinny just here. The tide's still coming in, so the water will be right up here near the campsite, and I'll have a 2.5 to maybe 3 hour window to get out, get some fish. I might fish the flats at high tide, chase a couple of flatties, and get back here before the water runs out. And the water should be back to about where it is here. It can even go down a little bit lower, and I can still get the boat right up to this point, which makes it real easy. And I don't have to go through all that rigmarole that I did yesterday, because quite frankly, my back can't take it. It's pretty well shagged after yesterday. Much easier doing it this way than what I was doing yesterday. This is maybe a foot deep through here. Now last night, I don't know if you can see all this, all in there is all weed bed. It's all seaweed, and I was listening for hours. It would have been a dugong. And so dugong's got to come up to breathe. Now, they say they can hold their breath anywhere between 6 and 10, 11 minutes underwater. But this dugong that I heard last night, I started timing him because he was that regular, and about 1 minute he was coming up and taking a breath and going back again. And he was out there for a couple of hours, right out in front of my campsite. I couldn't see him, I could certainly hear him. Yeah, just the sounds you see, and sounds you hear when there's no one else around, and nature just gets on with business. So starting it a bit deeper here, I'll be able to chuff off, and might head up to up near where I was yesterday and see if I can get a flatty out there on the flats. was going on there, it's not popping out of gear, it's actually cavitating. 4 horsepower is obviously, you know, a lot. So I'm having trouble with it cavitating. What I've just done is I've dropped it down a pin on the trim. Oh, I don't know if you can see it down in here. I've just dropped that down one hole, and I don't think it's ever ran so well. It gets up on the plane a lot quicker. It seems to rev harder when it is on the plane, which is good, and certainly getting a little bit more speed out of it. In case you're wondering, 25 k's an hour for the big mini Tinny, going with the tide and the wind on the plane. Who would have thought? Anyway, I'm up where I want to be, so I'm going to get this lure in. I might throw a yabby in and do a bit of a drift across here too. So I've had to call it a day. The wind's starting to pick up, the weather's not looking too great. And it's getting pretty rough, so a bit too rough for this little Tinny. And I've just about hit ground here. I'm going to be walking in a sec. Like about now. I'm so close. Get that turned off. The wind's really picking up, it's making things a bit hard. The motor's dragging. So it's probably a good idea to come back now anyway. The motor's sitting up. Whoa, Jesus. Get back in before the weather turns really bad and I can't get in. So, not far. And no fish, unfortunately. Let's go back. I knew the weather wasn't going to be so great today. I did predict it. So I just thought I'll just take it however it comes. Oh, no, there we go, a little bit harder ground. Right. So with fishing done for the day, gone for a bit of a walk like I normally do. I just wander around the bush like, you know, a lost person. And just to look, learn, listen, feel, you know, all those sorts of things. And I've come across this tree. Now, this tree here is a very, very old gum tree. And it's really hard to see from down here, but right up the top you can still see it, it's alive. There's still gum tree leaves and stuff up there. But have a look at this. This here, through here, these are the roots of a fig tree. So they're not actually part of the gum tree at all. And when you look up top, if I look from down here, again hard to see, but fig tree is alive and well up there and nice and healthy. So there's actually a fig tree with the roots going through the center of the trunk of a gum tree, and both of them are still alive. Absolutely amazing stuff. It's not something you see every day. Around here there's lots of fig trees around here, but they're all around the outside like normal. You get those big strangler figs. They'll grow around the outside of a tree. They'll send the roots down. Normally what happens is a bird will eat the fruit. The bird goes to the top of the next tree, takes a dump. The seed then starts to propagate and sends its roots slowly over time until it hits the ground. And slowly they'll strangle that tree to death. But this particular fig, straight through the guts. Now it'll probably eventually kill this tree, but this tree is several hundred years old, and it's still alive at the moment. I can still see up there that the gum tree branches are still going away. It's still got leaves on them. It's not dead. But how long before that fig takes over, who knows. Pretty cool to see though. Just looking on the other side of that tree, and when I look up here, right in here, you can see where the fig actually starts. And what it looks like it's done is there was obviously a branch or something there that many years ago has dropped off and left maybe a bit of a hollow section, and maybe a bird was actually sitting in that hollow section, and the roots, you can see where it penetrates into the tree right there, and that's where it comes down. The rest of the tree's all gum tree, and that bit there's the fig tree. Wow. You know this shouldn't be here, and it's pretty obvious where it came from, up there in the sky. It's what happens to your balloons when they're filled full of helium and you let them go. You never know where they're going to end up. Nobody comes in here where I am. There's very little signs of humans in here, except for things like this, where you let them go, they float around for a while, and then they fall out of the sky and land somewhere they shouldn't. So I got to take this back and throw it in the rubbish. But people, I think you really need to think about what we do and how we treat our rubbish and where it goes. You just can't just let stuff go floating around in the breeze, blowing away in the water, all that sort of stuff. So anyway, do my bit, clean it up while I'm here, because you know probably no one else is ever going to find it, and keep wandering around, see what else I can find. I don't know. Now this is a bit of a blast from the past. So following along this root track, and as you can see, there's still kangaroo tracks here, but right here, notice this is the base of an old bottle. Now this is a very old bottle. How do you know? Look how deep that indent is into the bottom, and check out the thickness of that glass. So this is like late 1800s, early 1900s sort of stuff. This isn't modern. So I don't know if there was something here or it floated here in a flood, which is quite possible. We're right next to the water. Oh, and I just got a visitor. See? Something else that uses these tracks as a bit of a highway. He's not afraid of me at all. I should say she. That's what happens when you just stop for a while. Just checking me out. As I said, the water is right there. When it's high tide, that is. So this old bottle is a bit of a relic from the past. Interesting. Not far from camp. It's actually just through the trees here. And I can tell that because now I'm tracking humans. And of course, humans do this. Bloody toilet paper. Find a tree, dump behind it and just leave your crap everywhere. That's how I know I'm getting close. Come on people, learn how to use a shovel and bury it. And bury it deep. Morning everyone. Well, unfortunately, it's time to pack up and head home. That's it, a couple of nights away fishing. Fishing sort of, a bit of exploring, and generally just getting away from it all. I've got the ute all packed up, ready to go. I just got to put the last bit of bag of rubbish away. Now I've actually done a little bit of a walk around, and probably half of that bag is not even my rubbish. I just run around, clean up the campsite as best I can, picking up a lot of little things like picking up the bread tags and bits of wrappers from stuff, glow sticks, you know, those sorts of things that just sort of get discarded. So anyway, it's time to go. G's warming up, waiting for me. Throw this bag of rubbish in and that'll be a wrap. So I'll catch you all next time, and until then, look after Australia and don't destroy what you came to enjoy. See you next time.